Welcome to Toledo Public Schools Virtual Family Cafe. Today is January 13th of 2021. This session will be recorded. And we'd just like to start by introducing ourselves. My name is Alina Rodriguez. I'm the Family Engagement and Community Outreach Coordinator for Toledo Public Schools.
And I'm Nicole Shatterly, the Family Engagement Coordinator for our Early Childhood Program.
And our special guest for today is from the Program Inc. We have Mr. Tramain Rayford. And with that, I will let him take over.
Hello, guys. How you guys doing today?
Great.
All right. So, my name's Tramain Rayford, CEO, founder of the Program Inc. The Program Inc. is an organization for boys to develop their life and social skills, to lead them into the demands of everyday life. I grew up as a fatherless kid. Father wasn't around. Single parent. I watched my mom kind of like struggle to make ends meet. Me and my two other brothers. I watched my mom go to college and just pretty much work herself out of poverty by herself, and being a boy and not having that moral compass that a father brings into the family. I found myself getting into drugs, gangs, violence, sex, all the cyclical patterns of fatherlessness. When I got older and grew up and worked myself out of poverty, I look back and I realized so much of my life could have been changed. The trajectory, had it been intercepted, it could have sent me in a way different direction, which it wouldn't have took me so long to get into a positive lifestyle. So with that, I created what we call the Program Inc. Here's a little data. So fatherless is somewhat of an epidemic in America. Lucas County, I think, is 37% of families are fatherless. As you can see, all the cyclical patterns, 63% of youth suicides, 90% of homeless and runaway children, 85% of incarceration. And there's another stat that says 75% of rapists with displaced anger, all attributes to fatherlessness. And that is jaw-dropping, that no one's out trying to stop these patterns to save our children from all these issues. And then children with involved parents and with involved fathers or mentors or surrogates, it's proven that it significantly can change their lifestyle, can give them healthy self-esteem, exhibit empathy, and all kinds of behaviors can change just for having a healthy male role model present in someone's life. This is what the studies has proven, and this is what the Program Inc. represents. So I talked about the cyclical patterns of fatherlessness, and this chart right here starts it out with, of course, growing up into a fatherless home. I exhibited that. I witnessed that. I am a statistic. I grew up in fatherless homes. I was in poverty. I battled depression. I battled all kinds of issues that led to drug abuse, that led to promiscuity, that almost landed me in incarceration. These are the patterns that so many children in our community are going through at some point, whether it's the mental health issue or the promiscuity or truancy issue, or it's the homelessness issue. There are fatherless children in our community going through one of these portions of the cyclical patterns. And these cyclical patterns will ruin a young man's life. It would be much harder to repair what his life has done to him than it is to build strong children. That is a Frederick Douglass. I'm paraphrasing. That's a Frederick Douglass quote, and I true-heartedly believe that. Why wait until young men are in prison? Some parents are burying their children before their children are burying them. Why are we waiting so long until our kids are in these patterns that are devastating not only their lives, but the lives of others? So the programming represents a disruptor to the cyclical patterns of fatherlessness. Cycles break by disruptors that can provide an opportunity for a new path. And that's what we do. Our mission is to provide an opportunity for boys to develop their social and life skill that leads them to deal effectively with the demands of everyday life. So many times I read a quote today. It talks about how we allow our emotions to dictate our actions. These are things that we talk about in the programming. These are things that no one's talking about in school. That is a real life skill, to not allow your emotions to overpower you into making a rash decision. And these decisions are what causes homelessness. It's what causes the rape data that I was talking about earlier. These decisions it's what causes the violence and all these things. If no one talks about it, no one is building on those characteristics, and our children are growing up lacking those attributes, they are almost certain to end up in one of these categories of incarceration or homelessness. So we have 100% free events teaching young men values. A lot of young men not having fathers in their lives, they don't have nothing proper to emulate. So instead of having a proper model in their lives, they look for a drug dealer or what's on TV or whatever popular to be like, instead of a proper representation of what men truly are. And this is what the programming provides. So we have 100% free events for young men in our neighborhood. We have our 4th annual tie event coming up in January 31st. These events are free. They come, and this year we're doing something new with the social distancing thing, so we can't have as many children as we would like, but we are also providing something for the moms. We have a mental health advocate that will be speaking to the moms on how to stay healthy mentally during this COVID crisis. I can only imagine being at home with your child all the time. That has to be difficult. So having someone, a mental health advocate to talk to you and work you through situations in ways that you can better parent your children, that's essential, and that's what we are trying to do. We also have an event coming up February 13th. It's one of my favorite events. It's called The First Date. This is where young boys get to take their mom on the very first date. We walk them through step by step how to court a lady on the first date. We do this because when they get older and they are actually on their first date, they're going to look back and they're going to remember, hey, the first time I did this was with my mom, and I was taught to have my phone in my pocket, to give her my undivided attention. I was taught to open up doors. I was taught to let her sit first. I was taught to do these things that gentlemen do on my first date. So we are teaching them so that they can replicate that as they get older. A lot of our events, like I said, are 100% public, but we do have what we call a A-list. That is our small group designed to incentivize boys for their good behavior and their good grades. We this is where we take boys kayaking. This is where we take boys fishing. We take boys go-karting. We take boys to do mini bikes. We do all kinds of crazy things, and we add a life building, characteristic building lesson to each and every single outing. That is the core of the program. This year, I'm very excited because we are building our personal mentor program where each boy will be assigned a mentor. And that is new to 2021. That is something that we are building as we speak. And that's one of the things that excites me. And that is all I have. The video isn't working, so I'm going to exit out of here. Ladies, do you have any questions?
I do. If someone was interested in being part of the Program Inc., who can they get in contact with, and how would they start?
If someone's interested in the programming, they can email us at info@programinc.org. They can message us on Facebook, Instagram, on the website. They can message us and we will get things rolling.
Okay, and are there any requirements?
You have to be a boy.
Okay.
You just have to be a boy.
Okay.
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Wonderful. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. Thank